Ladies and gentlemen, direct from the Universal Broadcasting Network, located at the historic Sunset Gower Studios in Hollywood, and locations across the country and beyond. This is SHOWBIZ Nation Live with Michael Roberts. Your weekly look behind the curtain featuring the latest news, reviews, interviews, and performances with the artists that shape the magnificent world of the performing arts. I'm your announcer, David Friend. And now, curtain up, put your hands together. Here is the host of SHOWBIZ Nation Live, Michael Roberts.
Welcome back to SHOWBIZ Nation. Well, I have one of my favorite people in the entire world, and I'm not kidding, in the entire world, E FAYE Butler, who is one of Chicago's, not just Chicago's best actors, but it is one of God's greatest gifts that He has given us. I've seen her in, my God, just recently at the Goodman and Vanya, Sonia, Masha, and Spike. But anybody that's seen her in Caroline or Change, and I got to interview Tony Kushner, who said it was probably one of the best performances he's ever witnessed on stage. So welcome E FAYE Butler, who is going to be starring in Unspeakable, which is a new look at the life of Richard Pryor, another one of God's greatest gifts, which is beginning performances at the Broadway Playhouse at Water Tower Place, October 6th. So welcome, E FAYE. Sorry for that winded introduction.
Thank you so much. It's so good to talk to you again.
You too.
Thank you.
So, Richard Pryor, my God, what a life. And
Yes.
what a life I don't think people really realized. And what the heck, E FAYE? What a childhood. Now, and you're playing his mother in this, and for those that don't know, he was actually raised in a brothel in the suburbs of Chicago. And
Well, he was raised in Peoria,
in
Illinois.
Peoria, yes. And what was going on in Peoria? Was Peoria like the hub of brothels?
Yeah, actually, back especially in the 40s and the 50s, Peoria was a town where there were lots of, there were guys gambling houses. He lived on a street that had probably about 5 brothels on that street. There are lots of burlesque houses down there. Peoria was definitely a place where you could do a little bit of whatever you wanted, whenever you wanted. And so it wasn't uncommon in that neighborhood. It wasn't common in the city. That's where a lot of politicians go, because Springfield was very close. A lot of politicians would go there. So he was raised in Peoria, Illinois. And his grandmother, who he called his mother, raised him, and she was the madam of a brothel in Peoria, Illinois.
So we have our best little whorehouse in Texas right here in Peoria.
Right, absolutely. There were tons of brothels down there.
Wow, that is so fascinating. So what is the scope of this play, E FAYE? And because I know it focuses on just a certain period in his life. So what does the playwright want to gather out of what they're putting together?
I think it's a series of flashbacks. So you see him at different periods in his life. The play kind of begins with him closer to the end of his life, but it explores him in his childhood, how his career began at different stages with different wives in his life, also with different landmark things that happened in his life. First time he played the Aladdin, in Vegas. So it deals with him on a Mike Douglas show. So there's different events that we remember, and then his stand-up routine is also done. So there are definitely memories of his that we look through his eyes and view his life through his eyes, and probably how he would see it and hear it. And so it's a journey of his life.
And so
we need a lot of people in his life.
And what is your journey through this, E FAYE, in playing the mother? What are you looking for in the role, and what have rehearsals been like?
They've been quite interesting because the rehearsal time has been extremely short. We really didn't start work until about 2 weeks ago. And then we have our first preview on the 6th of October.
Right.
Really shortly here, rehearsal period, but it's been extremely intense. And the thing I can most say is that in this particular production, a lot of the characters that were close to him played certain parts of his consciousness. So you kind of see what he possibly would be thinking, and he might be saying something else but what he was thinking. The demons that he had lots of demons. And I think a lot of people don't know that about Richard Pryor, because most people, especially today, millenniums, they only know him from the movies that they saw him in, or, they only know him like that. But he had a very vast and wide career. He fought a lot of demons, and he had problems with drug addiction, and he had problems with money, and he had problems with alcohol, and he just had a lot of problems. And it all stems from where he came. And his mother was a prostitute, and his father was a pimp, and his grandmother was the head of a brothel. So taking all that into account and knowing that as a child he was molested, it deals with a lot of issues.
Right. There's actually a great biography I saw on the BBC a couple years ago about Richard Pryor, and there's another book called Becoming Richard Pryor, which I read probably along the same point, and it really delves into where I believe it was the book and not the BBC thing, where his mother actually tried to get custody over him for a while, and then she lost out in court, but she really tried to remove him from that situation, but was unsuccessful.
Right, she did, because she wanted to change her life. She wanted to change, but she wasn't as powerful as his father and his grandmother. And his grandmother knew the officials in town, She ran a brothel, so she had a lot more power than he did. So at the end of the day, the grandmother won out, and she won Richard. And not only did she win him in terms of, custody, but she won him in terms of his affection and his love. And that's truly who he felt was his mother all his life.
So was there much connection, E FAYE, between Richard Pryor and his mother, like in the 60s? Because I know she passed in 67 or 68, right?
Not really. By the time he was hitting the pinnacle of his career, and he kept saying he was going to go home, but he never made it home in time for his mother. So by the time his mother passed, he was like, I should have brought her, it was the regrets of not having spent the time he wanted to spend with his mother and giving her the energy that he should have given her. And that always troubled him that he didn't get there in time.
Man. And boy, just talk about how that damages a person. And isn't it that what they say, though, E FAYE, about some of our greatest comedians? And I'm thinking Robin Williams, they're just damaged, right?
Great tragedy always brings you comedy.
Yes, because it's almost the default. They have to, or else they'd be all consumed by it. Yeah,
and this is a great example of that. So I think that when people come to the theater to see this piece, it's very provocative. I always tell people it's not for the faint at heart. If you're a Richard Pryor fan and you know anything about him, you know his language.
Sure.
You know where he comes, you know where he lives, and so, But it is a very interesting take and a very deep-seated look at his life and his journey.
And talk about James Jackson Jr., who's playing Richard Pryor, because I know he did this at the New York Fringe Festival almost a decade ago.
Right. Yeah. James is wonderful. I mean, I've been just watching him in rehearsal, and I think he does look like a young Richard Pryor. I can't wait to see him with a wig on to see what he looks like. Right. Normally he's bald, but to see him with the wig on. But he's been quite delightful. The whole entire cast is a great cast. There are not a lot of people that you know, but I think there are people that you will know, and people that I think have been given a great and grand opportunity to show their wares, and I'm happy that I'm working with them. It's a very upbeat cast. It's a very loving, caring cast. And I think it's going to be a great evening in the theater for you to come see and enjoy what's going on stage.
Fantastic. And I think it's
forward to seeing it on the phone.
And it's an important story to tell, I think, E FAYE, because, like you were saying, people see the outer exterior of all these comedians, But, people don't know that. I mean, he wrote for Sanford and Son. He wrote The Flip Wilson Show. Lily Tomlin won her first Emmy because of his writing. So, I mean, just that scope. People might know him, a younger generation in Superman, like Superman 3. But that was so far at the end. It was just...
Exactly.
But just to have that career, just to have that kind of career is just an amazing... It's an amazing triumph.
Absolutely.
And the comedians that he's inspired since. So, So, Ed, how are you? Let's talk a little bit about you.
Well.
We only got a couple minutes, I know, before you go back in. But, boy, what a couple years you've had, E FAYE.
It's been good. It's been good. I cannot complain, and it wouldn't matter anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a couple of years, and I'm still going.
That's right.
I'll be at the Paramount in Paramount Theater doing Hairspray, and starting in January. So that'll be fun. I've never worked at the Paramount, so I'm looking forward to going there and working there. And then head out of town for a little while, but that's my next venture at home. So I've been home like the last year, and it's been kind of fun.
You've been.
We've I've loved it and enjoyed it. Spending the summer in Chicago. I'm going to do New Year's Eve at Northlight Theater this year.
Oh, fantastic!
Which I love doing. So I'm going to do that on New Year's Eve. It's always great fun for me. So I'm having a good time. I'm here. I'm hosting the Jeff Awards next week. I'm doing Season of Concern over at Steppenwolf, their big Christmas event. I do that on the 26th of October, I think so. I'm doing the Humanities Festival.
Yes, you are.
This year on that Monday, the 4 women. Doing they're doing Ursa. What were they doing? Ursa, Nina, Tina, and there's one more. And Josephine Baker.
Yes.
So at the Humanities Festival, I think that's like the 7th or something of November. So I'm doing okay. I'm having a lot of fun. It's great that the last 2 or 3 things I've done have been plays. That's made me absolutely happy. And I get to sing a little bit here and there. So I'm having a good time. I cannot complain. And I always appreciate you, and I always appreciate Chicago for being so supportive of me.
Oh, my God. Well, you're one of my favorites. And one of the most happy people is probably Sam Samuelson. So he loves to get you work. Get out there. You have an extra date available. Go.
That's right. Go.
And I also want to point people, I just found something on YouTube about a month ago, just because I listen to you all the time anyway, but there is a great snippet of you singing The Little Drummer Boy with Felicia Fields and, oh my God. Oh my God.
Washington,
yes.
Last Christmas.
Yes.
The Christmas at Victory Gardens.
Goosebumps. So
that was fun. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that a lot.
All right, honey. Well, thank you for your time. Go learn your lines. Let's get you off book.
All right. All right, and I'll see you at the theater real soon.
You will. Thanks, E FAYE. Love you.
Well,
Bye-bye.
from October 6th until November 29th.
Yes, it is. Extended. Thank you, E FAYE Butler.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
You got it.
Bye-bye.
The curtain is now coming down on another episode of SHOWBIZ Nation Live with Michael Roberts. Make sure to visit ShowBizNationLive.com and UBNRadio.com for information on upcoming shows and to listen to past episodes. Thank you for tuning in, and please support your local theaters and arts organizations. I'm your announcer, David Friend. See you at a show.